Easy being the fastest quarterback you've never seen. I'll be right back. There's no quicker way to get into DFS. Play Super Draft today and see for yourself.
We're behind. They're all fired up. What we got to do? First place, our defense has got to go out there and take the ball. Then when we get the ball, we got to have 11 people that's going to do their job and try to score every time you get the football. If we do that, we'll be all right. Do that, we'll be all right.
Roll Tide again. Welcome to the CTS Sports Room, the Four Horsemen. I am one-fourth of Four Horsemen. I go by the moniker of Roll Tide and Rise Up. And I will bring the rest of my other Four Horsemen in. And I'm going to start with a man out of beautiful Iowa, by way of Alabama, Mr. Bad Mother Trucker, William Brown.
Breaker 19, all colleges, do you have a copy on Big Will? I am hauling the national championship trophy back to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I will be trucking through your town soon. Roll Tide and keep on trucking.
Roll Tide, brother. Roll Tide. I got my aftershock ready to go.
You ready, huh?
Coming through. Yes, sir.
All right. Next, we're going to bring up the man, the myth, the legend, the historian, the walking Bama book. He knows everything about Alabama in and out. Out of North Alabama, Mr. Waylon Coben. Waylon? No, sir? Yeah. And last but not least, the man behind the boards is making everything go, making this show possible, Mr. Spencer Reevely. Spencer?
I am Bam Dam, an Alabama fan and proud of that. Get deal with it. We still have another brother up in the house. We still have a horseman down here waiting. You want to bring him on there, Roll Tide Rise Up? We have a little junior down here waiting on us.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's bring him on in.
Yes, sir. He's up in here.
Who's that, Mr. Black himself? Oh, no, we have Nick Saban Jr. in the house.
We have the
What on?
Nick Jr. now. Come on,
What's going on?
Nick Saban Jr.
All right.
What's going on?
Nice, too. Everybody's good, man. We all roll the tide no matter what. So, before we get the show kicked off and get started, we're going to turn over to Spencer and let him do his dedication for the night.
Thank you, sir. it is my great honor to dedicate tonight's show to a young gentleman that most of y'all have probably already seen his story on, but I was asked to bring him on, and this is the very first dedication I've done that was not about a veteran or a first responder. But this young gentleman deserves his place in spotlight, so I'm giving this to him tonight. Glenn suffered a neck injury during a game 10 days ago, and he is still paralyzed from his shoulders down. Glenn suffered a spinal cord injury while playing for his high school football team September 2nd. The impact from the tackle left him paralyzed from the shoulder down. Glenn underwent 2 separate surgeries a few days after the injury, which his parents said went well. One of the surgeons said to remove and repair the vertebrae in his neck, and the other addressed bone fragments. According to his mother, Glenn's first words after being taken off the ventilator, which they really didn't know if he was going to be able to be taken off the ventilator, was "Roll Tide." Now we're talking, this is a Minnesota young man, and his love for Alabama, his respect for the process, and his respect for himself is unbelievable. I have to add this, y'all. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to put this a little bit longer. Glenn's mother, Cassidy, informed the community of a major update. Her 15-year-old son had been taken off the ventilator, allowing him to breathe on his own for the first time since the accident. Never have we been so excited to hear the words "Roll Tide" today than when he was taken off the ventilator. And at this point, I have to tell you, young man, Minnesota or not, for you striving and to say any words at all, I salute you as a military veteran, sir. Thank you. And let me bring everybody on. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, rise up.
I'll wish him a speedy recovery, and we're praying for him and his family. And yeah, that's a brave young man, to say the least. To say the least.
Hey, can I say something real quick?
It's okay, bro. It's okay.
What you got? Go ahead, Nick.
Hey, but Spencer, I'm glad
Yes,
you brought that up, because I was gonna get that man a shout out tonight, man. I heard that same story. I read up on that same story, and I'm glad you did that, because I was gonna shout him out tonight.
Well, straight up, right after it happened, before it broke everywhere, KB sent me the story and asked me, would you please dedicate the show, your next show, to him? I know he's not a veteran, but he's a #1 fan.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's his first words. He could either passed away or he goes, you got to tell this story. Right. And so I went ahead and set everything up, and then it blew up on Facebook and all that.
Yeah, because I seen it last Friday.
Okay. All right, fellas, we're gonna get this show started, and we got a few people in the house. I like to shout out AJ Jones. Tony B's in the house. He said, "Hell yeah, the CT Gump Room. We'll take that." How you doing, Tony B? Welcome to the show. And the topic for tonight is. Go ahead, Spencer.
Well, I'm just want to say, Waylon, there's something going on with your sound. So when I bring you on, it just bleeds over on everybody. Here, I'm gonna kick you on right quick so you hear it. And it's echoey. So I don't know what you got going on, Waylon, but you need to fix it. So now we're gonna go here to the chat line. Go ahead, brother.
Okay. The topic of the show is, has Alabama gotten better?
Yes.
And Vandy, you're next. And I see a chat out there by Chris Gray, and he said they didn't get better. They just haven't played nobody. So, with that being the topic, Spence, I'm gonna start with you. How do you feel about Mr. Gray's coming there? We haven't gotten any better. We just hadn't played anyone yet.
Well, Chris, let me put this as nice as I can. Oh, hell no. I tell you right now, not only has my brothers not got better, not only has my sisters not got better over there cheerleading, everything in the whole damn system has got better. I don't know if you paid attention or not. I don't know if you looked at the line play. I don't know if you looked at the hand placement. I don't know if you looked at the foot placement. I don't look, the changeover. The whole game. I wasn't even paying attention to the score because when the God Almighty comes down, it don't matter about the score. It matters how you do the process. And what I saw in the process was these young gentlemen out there doing their best. They were placing off. They were doing all this. Now, I do have this one question. From the young man, bless his heart, God bless you and your family, that are transferred from Vandy. Very knowledgeable young man. Very great young man. But what I was seeing that I don't know if his feet are spread out too wide, that he cannot get out of his stance with his hand placement and move all at the same time. I don't know if he needs to close up his feet. I don't know about this. Only thing I know, he does have an issue in movement. He cannot get out of his stance, do hand placement, and step at the same time. So either he needs to close that up, fart before the snap. I don't know. There's a problem there. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead. I'm going to bring Waylon back in and see if the sound's fixed yet.
Mm-hmm. William, what do you think, sir? You think we have gotten any better or just haven't met any real good competition?
I agree with Spencer. We was clicking on all cylinders Saturday. It's going to get tougher, and I think the adjustments to be made where they need to be made. And I just believe in the process. I believe Coach Saban will get everything straightened out and what needs to be. And I got a problem with what went on. I do wish we scored one more touchdown, but that's me. But I'm glad for that. 63-0. I'm proud of that. Roll Tide.
Nick Jr., what do you think, sir?
Yeah, you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, the pretty man.
What do you think?
Pretty man right there. Yeah.
That ain't me.
Me?
Yeah.
That's you, brother.
All right. I'm sorry, y'all. But me personally, I do think they got better. But in certain areas that we're taking a step back in certain areas too, But
Correct.
Offensive line play, I was kind of happy with the offensive line play, and I'm gonna say I agree with you with Tyler Steen. I don't know what's going on over there, but it's something that he need to work out over there. Because when I watched it back, I seen the dude blow right past him. And if you don't know offensive line, you would have easily put it on the card. But it was Tyler Steen that blew right past him. And I think he sacked Bryce on that play, in fact. But
correct.
I do like the way we put the ball on the ground. I wish Bill O'Brien would stick to it more. And the wide receivers, I still say we need some work in the position. But overall, I was happy with the play. I was happy with it. And the special teams came out and played a great game.
May I ask
Spencer, what you
Nick
gonna say?
Stebbins Jr. a question right quick?
Mhm.
Rise up.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. What was your gut feeling on Bryce's play? Bryce Young, our Heisman Trophy quarterback. What was your gut on it?
I feel like there's not a connection right now with the wide receivers. And he is too hesitant at times. He needs to make it. It has to be a fast decision, but he doesn't have a connection with the wide receivers right now, and he's playing hesitant.
Okay.
If the run is there, if he gonna run, he can take the run, and
that's actually better said than what was going through my mind. So I'm gonna go with what you just said because I have to agree with that. Go ahead, Rise Up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask Waylon, do you think we've gotten any better, or we just haven't played any competition outside of Texas?
Well, I mean, if you look at the ball game, I mean, nobody wants to hear this, but that ball game could have been easily 7-7 at the halftime or 14-7 at the half.
Yes. Right. 14-7. Yes.
Yep.
When you break it down to ifs, ands, whats, and buts, and dotting I's and crossing T's, but it wasn't. So, I mean, he was just off Saturday. He had an off day Saturday. He missed, a couple of wide receivers and had 2 interceptions. So, I mean, I don't know. It could have been easily a closer game at halftime, but he'll get back. I mean, he'll. That's just the way it is. You ain't gonna be perfect every game, and it ain't gonna happen.
And the second interception, I give him grace on it. It wasn't the best throw, but Ja'Cory Brooks had his hand on the ball. He should have pulled it in too.
Okay.
But yeah, it could have been a better throw, but it was a catchable ball too. The first interception, he underthrew him, man.
Right. So Spencer, being what you said about Tyler Steen,
right?
You take on Steen. All right. So we have Tyler Steen, we have Eli Ricks, we have Burton, and we haven't yet seen Harrell from Louisville play because of injury. But so far, the 3 that I named, really we haven't saw Ricks, and I'm not sure exactly what's going on, if it's injury or why we're not really seeing him feature more. But we've been kind of subpar with the transfers, and you think Tyler Steen, he's a graduate. He's not a freshman that transferred or a sophomore that transferred. He's been 5 years, so this is his 5th year. He's in the SEC with Vanderbilt. I know it's Vanderbilt. I know they're not the best team, but you would think he would know how to, close his feet or whatever the case may be. So, I don't. What do you think about that? I mean, this is 5th year. So, what do you think? I mean, I'm just saying, if you don't have it by now, then you're not going to have it.
Let me sit on back here one time. Let me get on here. Let me get up here on my. Oh, it's on now. No, yes, he's been in there 5 years. But the problem is with his 5 years, the 5 years is at Vandy. And the only thing he was doing is playing defense. In other words, let me move this chair back. While he was doing snap of the ball, he was backing up. That's all he was doing. He wasn't pushing forward. He was backing up. He was running to the side because he had no help. I mean, seriously, that's all it was. He's a great player. He will be great in the NFL once somebody gets a hold of him and teaches him technique and where to go. Only thing he knew at Vandy was defense because he was getting ran all over. That's all he knew how to do. I had to step back and plant so I ain't put on my back. That's all he knew. Nobody told him how to extend a hand and push them over there. Come down here, kneel down and push. He wasn't taught that, in my opinion. He is a great great tackle, but he has not been taught the proper way, the proper techniques.
Okay.
And I think he's going to learn that while he's here. It's going to take 4 or 5 games. I ain't going to lie about it. You can't learn it overnight.
Right.
You have to learn to put the hands, where to put the hands, where to rush, how to shot. It's not automatic. So that's where we're at, and I'll leave it there. That's just my offensive line opinion.
Okay.
No,
Well,
sorry, I can't
have
have
a-
across the room. Sorry.
I didn't have a topic, but I do have something in my mind while we was talking here, and when Nick Saban Jr. was talking about Bryce Young and looking kind of, undecisive on certain plays or whatever the case
Right.
may be. We've had 3 games. We played Vandy this Saturday, and we all expect to beat Vanderbilt. I think they're 3-1 this season so far.
Easy. Don't expect it. They
Hey.
are 3-1. They are 2-1, right? 3-1. 3-1 or 2-1? 3-1.
3-1.
They're
Yeah.
3-1.
Yeah.
I don't think it's automatic.
Yeah, they played week 0. They played a week 0 game. So,
When was the last time Vandy was 3-1?
I don't know.
Hell, I don't remember. I'm 60 years old.
Hey, I'm gonna ask y'all a question real quick about Vandy.
Go ahead.
When was the last time Vanderbilt beat Alabama?
I can't answer that question.
I don't think
Maybe
I was
Waylon.
born.
Waylon.
Waylon? I don't think I was born.
You were.
Vanderbilt was a couple of years ago. Vanderbilt was 3-0, and if you remember, that young man popped up on TV and said, Alabama, we play SEC championship football. Alabama, you're next. Do you remember that?
Yeah, and I got your ass whooped. But the question is, when's the last time Vandy beat Alabama?
In the Mike.
I don't remember.
It'd be in the Mike Shule era. I'd have to go back and look. I don't know that answer.
I'll tell you. 1984. 1984.
No way.
84. God
Yes.
damn.
Really?
Yes.
I was past that. Damn. All right, rise up. Nick Saban Jr. When's the last time they beat Georgia?
Oh, it was recent. Yes. I had kids.
I don't know when they beat Georgia.
It was
weird.
It wasn't that long ago.
It was the Kirby Smart era, though.
Yep.
AJ said, watch out. What about Will Shepherd? He's the one to watch for Vandy. I don't keep up with Vandy. I'm not sure about any of their players. I don't know.
I don't keep up with them, so I can't.
But this is what I will say about Vanderbilt. They're 3-1, and they look better than I ever seen them look. Honestly, do I think they beat Alabama better? No, I don't. But after the Texas game, I learned to not jump the broom so quick. But Vanderbilt does look better.
Right.
They actually have 2 quarterbacks, and they're running a 2-quarterback system. I don't know how good that's going to work out for them Saturday, but they have 2 decent quarterbacks. One that can stretch the fit, throw the ball, and one that can run like hell.
Who's their coach now?
I'm not sure about the coach name.
You don't know.
Some dude.
But I believe they believe in him though. They believe in him though.
Yeah, you don't sleep on anybody, really. I mean,
What are you gonna say,
anybody-
All right, on that one, Nick Saban Jr., I've got to go back to what I've been preaching for the past 3 fucking years. I've said it at the beginning of every friggin' year. Everybody pumps them up. We're all this. We're great. We're all this. And then we ain't. Oh, goddamn, over now. What going to do now? What going to do now? That's where we're at again. We have the most talent that we've had in, I'm going to say 2 years. 2 years. Across the board, talent. and we are struggling in games, and hell, the Texas game was a miracle. To me, it wasn't even a struggle. That was a miracle. So I have major fucking issues right now about our team. I do. I love Alabama. I'm diehard. I'm drinking out the Alabama glass. I'm wearing the shirt. I got Alabama toilet paper. I got it all. I have no clue what they're going to be. I don't know. I'm having to sit back and watch now because they ain't what we thought they was going to be at this point. Straight up. Go ahead, William.
Put up the EMA, man.
Oh, sorry, brother. I'm just
all right.
Can't help it. I'm just getting fired up. I can't help it.
I understand.
Sorry. For all the children just heard my fuck you word, I apologize. Go to your fucking bedroom, climb under your damn bed, wipe your ass, and be okay. All right,
that's what I was kind of leading up to. So for instance, say this comes Saturday, we play Vanderbilt, and it's the same score as last week with UL Monroe.
Right.
The sentiment is going to be that it's Vanderbilt, right? It's Vanderbilt. That's the sentiment. Vanderbilt is a cupcake, even though they're in the SEC. In the mindset, they have been playing good ball in a while. So they're really not a measurement. So we all agreeing that our next test will be Arkansas when we go in Fayetteville to play the Razorbacks. We're going to see what they give us, But I don't want to be the dead horse. I think we're going to get it together. But I'm like, you, Spencer, I have concerns that we come out and we play stagnant and we play unenergetic. We're going 3 and out against UL Monroe. I don't want to take anything away from UL Monroe, but we can't
play their asses off.
Right. We can't move the ball at times and this and that. I said Georgia's playing nobody, but they're moving the ball. They're putting points up. Their defense looks great. Everything seems to be clicking. On our end, we're not clicking. The receivers and the quarterback is not in sync, not fully. So, we had ULM didn't have a great quarterback, so he didn't test our secondary, right? He didn't test our secondary like Texas did.
Damn good thing.
So I don't. So the question is him better. I can't answer that question 100% because we haven't played anybody to really see have we gotten better. We haven't had anybody to test those corners and all that. We had their D-line wasn't phasing our O-line. So when we get to that place, I don't know, like you just said, Spencer, what we're going to look like. Like I said, I don't want to beat the dead horse over and over again. Yeah. If we played nobody, so has Georgia, but Georgia played there, nobody will. Yeah. And they look great doing it. You following? So that's all I'm saying. Those are my concerns. Not saying we're not going to get together, but it is concerning that we're in the Heisman quarterback. We have this much talent. Man, that Miller got that running back. This guy come in the game running people over.
I rise up. I got to say this on what you just said. Yes, we are returning the Heisman quarterback. That don't mean jack shit this year. That was last year. He won the Heisman last year. What are you going to do for me lately? I may slap my wife. What have you done for me lately?
Hey.
What are you talking about? You want a Heisman? They didn't give me nothing. I want a house. I want a car. Where's them flowers that you promised me?
Yeah.
What have you done for me lately? That's where we Alabama fans are at.
But just to take off for Bryson just a little bit, he does have a new wide receiver core, and I do understand you get reps in practice, but it's nothing like game time reps. You know,
Right.
they have to get used to game time reps.
Did y'all?
But I will say this. Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead and finish yours.
But I will say this. I believe when I want to believe when Tyler Harry and JoJo Earl gets back, it'll help out a lot. I want to believe that so much because you have somebody that can take the top off and he has experience, and JoJo Earl that has experience with Bryce in the slot, and those are two speed monsters that I want to believe that'll help out so much when they come back. So I think that will help him.
Waylon was about to say something.
I do want to say that I seen something Saturday that I wish we could see more of. But I think it happened twice. If somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I seen our defense score.
Yes, you did.
Our defense. Will Anderson.
Defense special team.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to see that more often.
It's been a while since we had William. It's been a while.
Yep.
I love seeing that. But
yeah, Kool-Aid. He broke a record. He broke a record. Saturday. He averaged like I want to say 27.2 yards. Return. So he did good.
Oh yeah.
To me, all that tells you is Louisiana special teams suck. Louisiana Monroe special teams suck.
Thank you.
That's what that tells me though. Because ain't no way in the world nobody doing that jump that many times.
He took advantage of a weak team.
But we did buy but we did buy a new gym, right? For playing.
Waylon, you about to say something? Because I want to hear what it is.
Vanderbilt's, if you watched the game, everybody said they was watching the game close. Vanderbilt took all the over-the-top plays away. So when you take all the over-the-top plays away, all you got to do is dink and dunk. That's all you got left to do. And that's exactly what they done. And Kool-Aid done good, but why you turn back in the middle of the field when the left side of the goddamn field's wide open and you can run for a touchdown? How do you miss that line?
Something wrong there. Yeah.
We didn't miss them lanes in high school. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah.
And speaking on Kool-Aid, I like Kool-Aid a lot, but I really think we need to spot play. He's a good energy player. I think he needs to spot play more, man. And I feel like we need to go and put Terry on there, quit playing with the man, and go and give Eli Ricks a go and spot play Kool-Aid.
Ricks ain't gonna play. Ricks don't know the playbook. I can tell you what's wrong with him.
Yeah, I hear it.
Coach Saban's done told you that.
Been hearing he been saying that he ain't putting his energy in the right places.
He's done
his mind in the right place.
Well, it is what it is.
All right, let me get in here. I just want to say this. I want to give Vandy some serious kudos because it's been a while since they deserved any. What they have shown this year alone, are they at a Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky rank? No, not yet. But have they shown major improvement from the last 2 years? Yes. So if they will stick behind this coach they've got, they're moving up the scale. They're getting there. It ain't gonna happen overnight. So y'all are looking a lot better. Keep up the good work. I'm gonna leave it there.
Yeah, like I said, they believe in that coach. I can tell they believe in that guy, and they playing like they believe in him.
Yeah,
but Vanderbilt program, man, it's so sad because they're so far behind because they don't invest money into their football program, man.
Right.
And the location that Vanderbilt is at, man, they can if they invest money in that, they in a prime position to be something that could be something special if they were just to invest. Like, cause they're in Nashville. Come on, man, Nashville is a big time spot. Like if if the SEC championship went in Atlanta, it could easily be in Nashville, man.
Yeah.
That is true.
Well, William, I know it's something that you had wanted to speak on. I don't know if you're going to speak on it.
Let him go with it.
I want
He
you to-
got backup on
I
this
wanted you to start it because I want Waylon to finish it. So
Come on.
I really do.
Come on.
Okay.
Let's do it. Hey, hold on. Let's do this real quick.
Okay.
Let's do this. Wrong one. Where's he at? There he is. There you go. There he is. Come on, brother. You got
All
the main screen. Let's do this.
All right. The thing I've got to talk on is the difference between the BCS and the playoff system that we got now. Okay, you got the BCS, which was back in, I don't know when it started exactly, but I'm talking about Georgia whenever they won their national championship quotation back in '80. That was from the Sugar Bowl. Okay, that's the difference between what we got now. We got a 4-team playoff system now, and then we got the 4 teams. Which one do you guys think is better? I mean, do you think the BCS was better back then, or do you think the 4 playoff system now, which is going to make it more complicated now when we switch over to an 8-team now that they're wanting to propose? So I'm just asking that question there. Which one do you think was better? Because back when, it didn't necessarily go by, what you started, what you started out as you're ranking at the start of the season compared to at the end. So it can all change. Back in whenever that started in '73, I think that's what I've been told. So when they started that system, so
AJ said
I just want to get
started. First year was 1998.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn. AJ smacking down on William here. Damn. Girlfriend, go.
Okay. All right.
I want to Waylon's take. BCS versus playoff system.
All right, then.
That's what I'm saying.
Back in
So Waylon,
back in 1980, Georgia was 12-0. They played Notre Dame in the national championship, beat them 17-10. All right, we're gonna go back to 1973. They didn't change it to 1974. You had a split national championship in 1973. The AP poll gave it was Notre Dame. They gave Notre Dame the #1 spot. The coaches poll at the end of the season gave Alabama the #1 spot. So that's why all the teams were raising heck because they wanted it changed. See, Alabama, it changed in 1974. I said 73. I was wrong. I'm 74. Split national championship in '73. But then, when Coach Bryant only had really 2 undefeated football teams, that's 1961, 1979. He had losses in '64, '65. Now, he had an undefeated season in 1966, but the Associated Press didn't give it to him, and I've done said this before because he didn't have any black players on the football team. But all those other seasons, he had a loss and a tie, and at the end of the regular season, the bowl game didn't matter. At the end of the regular season, who was ever #1 was the national champion. Whether you won your bowl game or whether you won your bowl game or whether you didn't win your bowl game didn't matter. So everybody was raising hell, so they changed that in 1974. After you had the split decision in '73, once I said the AP said Notre Dame was #1, the coaches poll said Alabama was #1. So that's when that happened. And the BCS and what we're saying, 17, 19, and 20 is when your playoff come in because all other Alabama championships are in white. Your 17, 19, and 20 championships are in gold because that's when your playoff system come in. And, it was a debacle back then because who's #1, who's this, Alabama's lost. It was a mess. And you can talk about this stuff for days and days on end. And unless you Google it and read about it, you don't understand it. The AP poll started in 1936. The coaches poll started in 1950.
Okay.
All
Something
right, let's
that
talk about this real quick, Waylon. When did they actually start keeping records of sacks? Was it not 2020?
Keeping records of sacks.
2000, keeping records of sacks.
Oh, Lord.
Defense. I think it was 2000.
You got, oh, Lord, no. You talking about quarterback sacks?
No, yes, by the defense. Was it not in 2000 when they actually started keeping up with it? I don't have my paperwork here.
You got me on that.
Derek Thomas only set records for that. I mean, back in the 80s.
Yes, Derek Thomas has what, 54? 52 or 54?
52.
52. And that was before the records was being kept. Because technically he should have more. But they wasn't keeping up with the records, correct?
I'd have to go back and look at that. I thought they was keeping up. I mean, he's the all sack time leader at Alabama. There's nobody that's ever surpassed him. Still got the record. No, had what? He had 7 in one game in NFL. Who was he playing? Indianapolis Colts, I think, or
Yes. You're correct. I was just curious on that one because the biggest problem with college football, we bring up all these stats and everything, but they didn't always keep up with it through the history. Not even in my lifetime, they didn't keep up with all of it. That was my point with sacks is Derek should have had more than he had if they actually kept up with it. That's my point on that one.
I think I don't know if he had. If they're rock solid on 52, I mean, I watched him play many games. I don't think he had 52. I don't think he had. Is Will Anderson going to be able to surpass that with this last year? He's going to go to the NFL. The way these kids leave in 3 years, nobody's going to touch Derek Thomas.
Will Anderson would have to have 2 sacks per game for the rest of the year just to tie him.
Right.
That ain't counting the INT. That ain't counting that one. I'm just saying he will have to have 2 sacks per game for the rest of this year. That's including going to the championship game just to tie Derek.
I would love to see that.
Oh,
I would love to see that.
One, brother. You ain't the only one.
All right.
Okay.
All right, we're down to like 17 minutes, y'all. What we got going on? Rise up. Did you give Rise up his moment?
Now I'm about to give option to take it over to Nick Saban Jr. and see anything that he wanted to speak on today.
All right.
Yeah, I don't have the words quite, but I'm just saying how it was in my head. Does Nick Saban stick too much of the players learning the system, or does he need to just go ahead and chance it with some of these players and let them play? Because when Will Anderson first got there, he said this about Will Anderson. He said Will Anderson doesn't have it quite down yet, but he's too good of an athlete not to have him on the field. So I'm gonna put him out there and let him figure it out. So I'm asking, is he sticking too much to them needing to learn the system versus him just putting the athletes out there on the field and letting them figure it out? Not all, but some of them.
I see you moving over
All
there.
right. Well, yeah, I mean, that's a damn good question. That's actually a damn good question. And my view of it, just me personally, my view of it, no, Nick Saban has never just threw somebody out there and go figure it out. It's all about the process. If you're willing to go the process, you're willing to put the time in through education, time on the field and all, he will give you your opportunity to shine. And Will has put all that work in and then some, and he's been given the time to shine, and he's the shiniest star in the sky.
And I agree. That's why I said not everybody. I'm not saying just throw everybody out there.
I was just saying, but I don't think he was saying, "Well, dude, do it or die." I don't think he did that.
Yeah, because I'm bringing him a point about Deontay Lawson. It was Louisiana Monroe, but that dude playing like he needed to be out there because he's sticking he's hitting them gaps and he's sticking his nose in there and trying to make plays. Toe knows the system, but we don't see all that effort from him. Jaheim Otis, I think he started Saturday, but
I'm taking my glasses off on this one. Toe.
Oh,
I love him. I am so happy we got him from Tennessee. I really am. Is he a quarterback at defense? Yes, he is, in my opinion. He can read plays. He knows where to move. He knows how to do everything but tackle. He knows the hole to hit. He'll hit that hole. He'll go right up in there, be all up in the middle of it like he's supposed to, and they just keep running on by him. Or he's going to sack them, and he's laying on the ground, and they throw a touchdown. I mean, he is the quarterback. He has the brain for it, but he ain't showing it on the field. That's just my opinion. I'll leave it there.
I second that, man. Listen, he was hyped Saturday because he got back to the quarterback, and that's good and all.
And Saturday was probably one of the best, statistically one of the best games he probably had.
Right, but you got to look. What you say, Waylon? Go ahead.
Bingo. That's exactly right. Saturday was the best game Will Anderson had. You got one of the best defensive players in the country, but you got to have the rest of the team behind you. It's just this team is going to have to. I'm like Marvin. I hate to say it again, but this team's going to have to tighten their ass up if they're going to even try to compete with a 92 team. There's no way.
Need to chill.
No way.
We'll start as a freshman, right? We'll start as a freshman, and going back to you about Deontay Lawson. What I saw, it was Monroe, but what I saw was very promising, and I can't say that about Toro. I mean, I know he's cerebral, like Spencer said, he's very cerebral, but the physicality is not there. He doesn't go out and make the tackles. He liked the arm tackle a lot too, but he overplayed plays, and he's hindering the team. I mean, that's just my particular point. My mindset. He's hindering the team.
And another person I have in mind is Kendall Randolph versus Tyler Booker. Tyler Booker got in there and played lights out at the guard position, man. Kendall Randolph knows his system.
What you got going on?
Man.
I got a question for y'all.
Yes, sir.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, between us and maybe in a chat, where do you see that we need to improve on, offense or defense?
Both.
Which one do y'all think we need to improve on this Saturday?
You go ahead and let me know when it's my time.
I want to see a 100-yard rusher, man. Or if you're gonna play multiple running backs, at least everybody yards. At least 2 running backs over 50 yards.
Me personally, the old line they played better this past Saturday, but we still didn't open up holes. Maybe to the game, like I said when we had the second and third string in, I want to see the run game. I want to see them guys be able to hit holes. I want a hole open where he can hit the hole and go. And
now,
also defense. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask you on that. I was going to ask you, is that the coach's problem there that he needs to tell them that scheme that they need to, hey, we're going to run this there route here, and y'all need to open it up for this guy to run through.
I'm pretty sure he
that's something that should be known. That's something should be known. When the play call, that's something that's supposed to be known.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, sir, I agree.
You know, I think this home players not executing what they're supposed to be doing. Whether they are getting over. Listen, man, we played Louisiana, and we played.
Is that is that on Bryce, or is that on the Wolford? Which one calls that?
Bryce don't call the plays. Actually, OC called the plays. So Bill O'Brien called the plays. And it's Wolford's job to get those guys, in there to do what they're supposed to do. Why they're not gelling, I don't know. Why they're not getting it, I don't know. A lot of technique, for one, is off. Like Spencer was saying earlier, with Steen,
Yeah.
And he's learning a new system, so we got to give him a little leeway. But for all these other guys that have been here 2-3 years, it's no Randolph and Delcourt. It's no excuse for them to me.
And that's why I brought up is he sticking too much to them knowing the system versus some players is just you just got to chance it with them because like I said, no players know the system, but hell, we ain't getting no production out of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, do they ever run the jet sweep anymore? Because I was used to seeing that for a long time.
I don't know.
Nah, I haven't seen one.
And I'm gonna say this about the running backs because the running backs showed me this weekend, even though it was Louisiana Monroe, they showed me that it's capable. But we all know with running backs, in order to get them going, you gotta feed them, man. You gotta feed them, and when you feed them, it will give some incentive to the offensive line to get better. Understand? Every play ain't gonna break for 3 or 4 yards like we want them to. It's not, but you gotta get them going, and that's what Bill O'Brien do. When something does work, he's quick to go away from it and quick to go back down the field again. So receivers that can't take the top off yet.
Spencer, you itching? I see it.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I know I'm in a motel room. I'm trying not to eat this desk right now. This is the way I see it personally. Me personally,
Vandy, AJ Jones.
Yes, nothing with the full horseman. Nothing with I guess that was Waylon's butt. Nothing to do with that. All right. Alabama, we have serious issues. People can sugarcoat it. They can brag about whatever the fuck ever. We have issues that need to be addressed.
Yes.
I mean, seriously, we do.
Mm-hmm.
I got to see improvement, like I said in the earlier segment, with our offensive line. I mean, granted, my wife would take
left side too.
My wife would take an extra inch right now, but she needs 6 more inches, just like we do. I mean, there's no problem with it. The 6 more inches is better. I'm just saying. That's where we're at as Bama fans. Yes, we want to see that little improvement, but we have to go up here. I mean, because if we don't go up here, Georgia, God, I can't help. I got to say this. Damn it.
Look, be real.
Georgia has reloaded better than I thought they would. They are the number 1 team, in my opinion, right now. I know. I mean, straight up, they are. The way they're playing versus the way we're playing, they are the number 1 team. And unless we can grow that other 6 inches, we're going to stay down here. We're either going to get on top of the list for the that exactly. or we're going to be down here. I'm going to leave it there. I mean, that's just me, man. Y'all go ahead.
Waylon, how about you?
But I will. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, everybody wanted to know why they didn't play Trey Sanders. Did you see what he done there on that last drive? He had, what, 2 or 3 penalties? Acting stupid? Acting stupid? That's now that answers your question. Why
Yeah,
Nick
that was
Saban ain't
Milton.
playing him.
That's
That
because
was
he hadn't
Milton.
played.
Yep. You're right, Wayne.
That's because he hadn't played.
No, it's because I don't know what it is. I mean, if it had to been a drive we needed for a touchdown to beat the big top Power 5 team, we'd have been shit up a creek. What you'd have been shit up the creek without a boat and a paddle.
Because that might be true.
But it was like two back to back.
Yeah, because it might be true, Spencer, but you can't let your emotions get the best of you. I know it's hard. It's hard, but you can't let the emotions get the best of you.
All right, we're right here at the end of it. I'm going to go around the table right quick, if you don't mind, rise up and get everybody's last words. I'm going to start with our bad mama jamma over here, a big trucker, William. What's your last words on tonight?
Proud of our win last Saturday. This Saturday's a whole different game. They're 3-1. They can easily be 4-1, but I believe in my Tide. I believe a coach. Hopefully, they got in the film room and reviewed all that shit there, so they can get in there and play a better game this Saturday. I know everybody gonna say 63-0. I understand that, but we can improve.
Yes.
You know, Minka Fitzpatrick, back when he was on the team, they said he was in there whenever it was after the game, watching the film. We need that again. We need players that want to see that and see where they can improve themselves. We don't have that yet, and I'd like to see him.
Yep.
Road Tide, sir. Waylon, your last word, sir.
Vanderbilt scoring 42 points a game, whether they're any good or not, I don't know. You know, it's we'll see. And yeah, they study Sunday. You can bet they do that. Now, you bank on that, but there's just Georgia is using their tight ends a lot too. I mean, Brock Bowers and all those guys. They don't have the wide receiver core that they. But I mean, Georgia ain't played nobody else yet. They ain't played no huge Power 5 team, so I don't see no battle to the playoff or the SEC champion.
All right. Nick Saban Jr., what you got?
I'm going to say, this week and new week, let's get better. But in the end, we still Alabama, goddammit. Roll goddamn Tide. And Saturday night, we're going to be singing, "Hey, Commanders, we just whooped the hell out of you." In the end, Saturday night. Roll goddamn Tide.
Roll Tide, brother. Roll Tide, brother. I rise up. It's me and you.
All right.
AJ going, I appreciate Waylon for knowing what he's talking about.
He's talking about facts before
feelings. Well, that's all him. He is. He has no feelings. He don't fact. What's your last words, my brother?
I think we're gonna get better. I'm confident we will gel. It's just that I have the issues of us having to gel. We had the whole off season and to get everything together. And it seems like we've just been getting off to a slow start, and we'll pick up a little thing. But next year, they say we're spoiled. We're Alabama fans, and we're spoiled, and I must say we are, and I am. I don't want us to win about 100 points every game. I don't want us to blow everybody out. I just like to see us play a solid football game from beginning to end. That's all I ask for, and that's it for me, man. That's all I got.
I agree with you, and I ain't gonna click you off because you need to hear this shit. I'm a diehard Alabama fan. I'm 59 years old. I followed Alabama through the good times, the bad times, and truth about the matter, well, I don't know. Nick Saban's, well, we're about equal with the bad times and good times. All right. Nick Saban has brought the bad times by the numbers up to par. But I think his little Dixon a knot this year.
Right.
We have, in my opinion, the most talent of any team out there.
Right. I agree.
We got rid of a lot of bad apples to different teams, and we have the opportunity, but they're not playing as good as, damn it, Georgia's playing right now.
They're not. They're not.
They're not. They're not. And we have more talent than Georgia. And how Georgia was able to, I'm going to say it, reload with lesser talent than we have, I'm confused about. I don't know how that happened. I really don't. And it's hurting my heart that I was glad for the slight improvement last week. I need to see improvement this week. Right. And then we go into the SEC full-blown asshole stage. I need to see more improvement.
Right.
I need to see gradual improvement, because if I don't see it, I'm going to have to suck on tit and go. Anyway, I ain't even going to say it. I ain't going to say the words. I can't say it. We have to improve. We have to.
Right.
And it starts with our O-line. If the O-line cannot improve, we ain't good.
Right.
I mean, Bryce showed me last game that he has weaknesses.
Right.
He can get frustrated.
Right.
He can not. He overthrows, underthrows.
Right.
He's a human. He showed me he was a human.
Right.
And the sad part about it is, my question is it because he's getting all these NIL deals and he's having to spend a lot of time doing commercials and not working on his job?
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
Honestly, I don't know, because this shit wasn't around in my day.
Right.
So one thing I can do is ask questions. That's all I can do. What do you think, sir?
To be honest with you, man, William all bring that up about the NIL and everything. And it's uncharted waters. It was uncharted waters until now. But you got to think that, man, it's going to take some kind of toll. Listen, you can't do places at one time. Right? You either here or you here. Or you have here and have here, and you're doing a half job on both of them. Right? So him have commitments and everything with the NIL, I think he's trying to do his best, but it makes you wonder. I think it may be affecting the football.
It could be. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
We're not there. I don't know. This is our theory.
It might not be affecting the damn thing. He just might have had a bad night. I mean, he might have had a bad night. His jockey strap was sideways. His balls twisted up. He wasn't able to throw. We don't know. It might have been all about that. Right. Or he might have ate a bad meal and had diarrhea that night. He was afraid to throw the ball. I don't know.
But I will say this, though.
Go ahead.
With him, I think we put too much on Heisman Trophy. But I'm gonna have to say that with him being Heisman Trophy winner, like you said, this is a different year. This is not last year. It's what you've done to me lately.
Right.
He still looks comfortable to me, and I hate to
Thank you.
Like I said,
thank you.
He looks so uncomfortable to me. So uncomfortable and unsure. And I have to, like I said, I hate to keep beating a dead horse, but Stephen Bennett out there doing what he need to do, and he's looking. Listen, he's smiling. He looks confident. He just exuding it.
Right.
Oh, listen, man, we talked about this man. We call him the mailman. We call him the transfer out, in, out, back. We call this man everything under the sun. But this man playing. This man is playing his ass off. What they give him, that's what he's taking. Right. So he might not be slinging the ball 50 yards down the field, but he's giving what the offense, what the defense is he's taking what they're giving him, and he's making the best of it. He's making sound decisions, great decisions, and listen. And I have to say that chat a lot has to do with that offensive coordinator. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I know Bill's not out down the field.
Don't get me started, brother. Don't get me started. It's gonna be a 2-hour show. Don't even get me started on that one.
Hey man, listen. I'm just being honest. He's not on the field, and he's not overdoing. But man, listen. If you're not scheming things the correct way and putting the people in the position they need to be in, we're gonna struggle. Because I'm looking at times. Listen, he's had some time to throw the ball. I'm looking at him at the pocket like 5, 6, 7 seconds. I'm like, God, dog, he's in the. Hey man, I don't like Bill Brown. I don't care what nobody say. I think he need to go. He don't want to be there, William. He wants, and nobody wanted him, and we're stuck. We're stuck.
All right, I'm gonna leave it here. That we got to get out of here. We're a little over time here, but I'm gonna leave it here. When it comes to O'Brien, I mean that's like going. Hell, let me just tell it like it is. That's like going to a damn strip club. You go to a strip club, you see a woman all up on that pole looking great. You got this whole handful of dollars. Then your wife shows up. Don't you throw them damn dollars. Hell, that's where we're at right now. That's where we're at as Alabama fans. Don't you throw that fucking ball. I mean, that's where we're at. I'm sorry. That's where we're at, y'all. All right, man, we're out of here. I want to thank everybody. If you get a chance, go see a stripper on the pole. Go enjoy yourself. But I'm just saying, don't throw them damn dollars. That's all I'm saying. Don't throw them damn dollars. All right, Rise, I appreciate you, brother. See you next week, my man.
Roll Tide.